Alright, game 3. So we've got... I already know my hand's not so good, but let's look at the kingdom first. Draw, Puka, Ghost Ship, Oracle, Seer, all draw. Apothecary 2. Trashing, Puka can kill coppers. Sanctuary can set aside stuff. I guess technically I should list Counting House's draw. It can technically draw you multiple cards. You got plus action in the form of Bazaar. Groundskeeper's good payload. So it looks like we're building towards some sort of engine with... I mean, you want to play a Ghost Ship every turn. Seer is like okay. It can draw your payload if you play with silvers for payload, which is probably the best payload here. But most of the other stuff you want to play with is $5 actions. So Seer's not going to be amazing or anything. Like you want Bazaar, Ghost Ship, you want Sanctuaries to set stuff aside, you want Groundskeepers, you want Puka probably. So it's not the best Seer Kingdom ever. My draw could be worse. I think the worst case scenario would be having the Cursed Gold in your turn 1 hand. I can still at least exile a thing via transport and then buy that thing and get two copies of it. I'm probably going to do that with Sanctuary, I think. I think the ideal hand is just having the 3-3 split. We have a Cursed Gold rather than 7 coppers. So you rather than having like a 3-4 or 5-2, you have like a 3-3 or 4-2. I would like to just double transport Sanctuary like it looks like they're going to do. But I have to take a curse. Oh yeah, so they have the same opening as me, so we're not actually behind. I mean, more so than player 2 usually is. Actually, I mean, if you had the 3-3, I think it would be better to just top deck Ghost Ship. Would be probably the best play there. Ghost Ship's really strong. But I don't think you wanted 2 Ghost Ships this early. I think 2 Sanctuaries sounds better than 2 Ghost Ships. I don't think I want another curse. Probably just going to transport more stuff. That's probably Ghost Ship, in fact. Transports are just like really good in the opening in general. Either like transporting it once and then buying a card is nice, like we did to get 2 copies of it. Or probably more often is just transporting a 5-cost card twice, which guarantees you hit 5, functionally speaking, and then top decks the $5 card. It's just like really good in a lot of cases. I don't think Toil's going to see much use here. Like it's a nice situational village, but it's good at playing terminal action cards that you want to play at the end of your turn, like Goons or Bridge Troll or something. Here, the only terminals you really want to play are the draw cards, like Ghost Ship and Puka and whatnot. And there's not much value in toiling those, because if you toil it, you can't play the things that you drew. I think I'm going to just top deck Ghost Ship here. They took an Oracle. I don't think Oracle's good enough. I mean, I could also consider just buying Ghost Ship outright, I guess, and taking a curse. I think I prefer just top decking a single Ghost Ship. It means I don't have 2 Ghost Ships, I only have 1, but it does mean I don't take a curse, and it means I guarantee myself that I can play the Ghost Ship next turn. I would assume they should take Ghost Ship. And the problem is they're leaving themselves a little bit over-terminaled because they've already got 1 terminal action with Oracle. And the Ghost Ship isn't going to play super nicely with that until you've got a village. But I still think Ghost Ship has got to be the best card for their deck. Seer. Ghost Ship is too good. I don't like skipping it like they are. You could even transport Apothecary, now that I think about it. I don't know if that's good, but it could be. Actually, maybe taking an Apothecary or 2 is worth thinking about. Like, not that it's an amazing long term, but it bypasses the main restriction Apothecary has of making you take a potion in your deck. And we're getting to the point where Most of the stop cards in the deck are coppers. So maybe Apothecary is worth thinking about. Their deck still feels like it's working pretty well. I'm not sure why. I don't like their buys as much. Maybe they just had slightly better draws. Yeah, I mean, I guess their turn 5 turned out pretty good. They're asking about the Ghost Ship mechanics. So it asks you to top deck 2 cards, and you click one and then the other. And how do you know which one is like going on top and which one's second from the top? And it works kind of like the way you'd expect it to work in real life. The first one you click goes on top, and then the second one you click goes on top of that, and ends up being the one that's really on top. Maybe just silver now. I still kind of like the idea of transporting Apothecary. I'm gonna do it. I don't think this is right. I don't think that Oracle and 2 Seers is the best set of things that you could be buying. And yet they do feel ahead. It's worked out for them. But I mean, if they're going to keep not putting Ghost Ship in their deck, I shouldn't complain. Yeah, they've managed to exile twice as much stuff as I have, despite us both opening with double Sanctuary. I think they just had much better draws. I just kind of feel inexplicably behind here. And they're taking more curses, aren't they? Maybe that's why. They've added a ton of curses to their deck. So they've also got more junk, I suppose. Maybe that's worth it. Maybe it's not. Anyways, where's this heading long term? I think you end up taking a stack of groundskeepers. And there's so much victory points with castles and whatnot that you'll have plenty of targets for groundskeeper. I don't think it's going to pile very quickly. I mean, curses might run, maybe, if they keep playing Curse Gold at the rate they do. But other than that, piles don't look super pressing. So I think you have time to take a ton of groundskeepers. I think a decision that I often struggle with mightily is when to start adding groundskeepers. I think the decision of adding groundskeepers just seems trickier than the decision of when to green, because it's like a 3-tier sort of thing. Like you build a certain amount, then you start adding groundskeepers, then you start adding victory cards. My hope is these curses, all these curses they've got, are going to bog them down a ton. Because, I mean, they've gotten a short-term lead, but I think it's coming at a high price. Alright, so I could have 5 here, or I could have 7 and taking a curse. I don't know what card I most want next. Probably more payload. Like 2 silvers or something. Take a curse and take 2 silvers. That seems okay. I hope my Apothecary ends up on top. Thank you. And then about now, I think I want to start adding Seers. Get these coppers out of my deck. The Apothecary is going to fall off in value long term, or apparently short term, if I have none of the 4 coppers on my deck. And And then once I got coppers out and silvers in, then seer's going to be better. I don't think I want multiple apothecaries. So how much do I want to exile here? I think I just exile 2 coppers and play the Ghost Ship. This is a really bad draw. Not finding a single copper. Yeah, I think we're just doing it that way. Agreed. It's actually like a very nice looking exile mat. 3 of each. Mine's all lopsided. I think I just want to transport Seer here. I don't want to add more stop cards to my deck by buying a silver right now, because I've already got 2 stop cards top deck down there. That is, I believe, a copper and a silver. So I'm just going to transport a Seer for now. Yeah, this draw is not good anyway. Okay, so they're now drawing their deck. I have more silvers, I have fewer seers, I do have a Ghost Ship already. They've already got a Bazaar. I don't know who's in the lead. I've got a sneaking suspicion they might be in the lead. At least after last turn and this upcoming turn, which I can already tell is going to be very bad. Surely they had a Ghost Ship now. I mean, maybe they can't. They don't have a whole lot of payload. Alright, taking another curse. I don't know exactly what to buy here. Silver, top deck Ghost Ship. That's just a weird set of buys to me. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on in this game. I'm confused and lost. Could transport another Seer. I could untransport the Seer I've already got. I could buy a silver. Those are the main things coming to mind right now. I think I'll take another silver. I'm just not managing to play my sanctuaries very much. And that's the problem. Still got all this junk in my deck and I'm not drawing it very well. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this one bit. I seem to be very behind at this point. About to have like my 3rd dud turn in a row. And I think I'm now also behind in payload now that I've got all these Bazaars. And now they're adding a Ghost Ship. So drawing 2 silvers doesn't really help me because I only have 1 buy. I could consider, so if I draw 1 silver and I spend 2 on toil, that's still 1 short. I would like to have 7, then I could toil the sanctuary and buy a 5 cost. But if I draw sanctuary silver, I don't have that. I think I'm just going to draw both silvers anyway, so my sanctuaries stay top decked. And I'll take the Seers. I don't know, my deck just feels like it's not doing things. I don't know why. Okay, well at least they've got a dud now. So maybe that's a chance to catch up for me. I want to draw the seer, then play the seer so it draws the silver. And then the order from here doesn't matter so much. Okay, things are finally starting to happen, slowly but surely. I don't want to add another curse right now. I don't trust my deck. Maybe just 2 more silvers. So 2 more silvers gets me to 10. It's an okay number for 3 buys. Wow. I hate those. Ay. There go my sanctuaries again. I just feel like I'm in pain this game. I don't like this one bit. I'm about to dud a second. Yeah, this is over. I have 2 silvers on top. I'm gonna have to top deck 2 cards. That's 2 more dud turns guaranteed. I can't come back from that. The problem is the Ghost Ship is about to hit. I was gonna top deck 2 treasures and then have 2 more treasures top decked, which means next turn is also a dud. That's just unrecoverable.